Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, pick guardian.
Jared Brandon Wound pickups.
Hey everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs. We're thrilled to death that you are listening to our show. We are in the studio on a Sunday morning, a beautiful Sunday morning.
Yes.
Which means that we have an international call.
That's right.
Because we have to do those on the weekends.
And in the morning.
Because time.
It's different everywhere else.
It's different. Time is different.
No.
It is. I swear
don't believe it.
I know. On the other side of the flat earth, it's different. Just kidding. That's nonsense. So we've got somebody calling in from way far away. Who are you, person?
Hello, my name is Darko, and I make pedals by the name of Polar Bear Effects, and I'm from Croatia.
That was a great intro. That was maybe one of the better ones that we've
Thank you.
had.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Success.
And it was on cue.
Yes.
It was on cue, yes.
Welcome, Darko.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to the show. We're really thrilled that you're with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we've been talking for several months now, you and I. And,
I think since June, maybe.
Yeah. So, folks, Darko, where can people see what you are doing so they can look at us while they're listening?
It's mostly, I think 90% that I use it's Instagram. So it's just Polar Bear Effects, one word, one long word on Instagram, and that's it. And you can find everything there. I don't have a Facebook page because I don't use Facebook very much. So I closed it down because it was causing me more problems than I don't know. So
Yeah.
I just resolved to Instagram, and there is a website, polarbeareffects.com, and that's it.
Yeah, I every time I use Facebook, I feel like I should just turn this thing off.
Yeah,
I
know. I was getting messages and I wasn't getting notifications that I was getting messages, and I shut it down.
Yep. It's just super complicated now. It's just like it's.
And they've limited your feeds. It's almost, you get like feeds from the top 25 people that you know, unless you do some, prestidigitation. Instagram, definitely.
Yep.
Better platform.
Guitarstagram. All right. Well, thank you so much again for taking your time to do this. Darko's got a pretty fantastic pedal out there right now that I'm sure you've seen. It is a stunning looking pedal too. It's very simple. It's not over the top, but it just looks awesome. And it's called Young Hearts, and you should check it out. So, we're going to get on with the show. We've
Todd,
got a
what do
couple
we do
of
on this show?
announcements. Well, Tony, I'm glad that you asked. Tony, what do we do on the show?
I think that we like to talk about gear.
Yes.
We like to talk to the people who make the gear, specifically boutique gear, things like guitars and pedals and amplifiers and accessories, speakers.
Any kind
all
of
the
things,
stuff,
all the stuff,
all the good stuff. We get the story behind the story.
Yep.
We love talking to our international families too.
Yeah.
So this is great stuff.
It is very exciting. And then, Jared, what else do we do that you especially like?
We do 101s, and we learn about things we want to learn about, like guitar necks and setting up and frets and pickups once in a while and awesome things like that. Wiring harnesses.
How to
do it, advice, tips, and tricks.
We got a good one coming up too. We're going to bring Rob Chafebeck in.
Oh, we love Rob Chafe.
Yeah.
Talk about some amps.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
I think we should make him talk about cooking souffles.
I don't know. He only has a box of Cheerios at his house. I swear, it's the same box.
He is a minimalist.
He is.
Yep.
He's in a bit of an enigma.
I wish I could be him.
Wrapped in a conundrum.
I just can't do it.
Is crazy smart guy, and we're glad that he's our friend. So, anyways, we got a couple of announcements. Darko, we're going to go through these real quick, and then we're going to talk about what's going on in our music world this week. Okay?
Great.
We need to thank
Road
That's right. Rode mics for providing the Rodecaster Pro and the Procaster mic. The Rodecaster Pro is this delicious console that is just a magnificent piece of equipment, and it
got
enables us to
lights.
do the thing that we do better than we used to do.
Oh, you remember the old days?
I do. I very much
that
so.
Was plug a bunch of cables in and cross your fingers.
It was a bit like NASA. I mean, it was crazy. So, anyways, thank you so much to Rode for providing this for us. And we also want to mention that we are coming up on our 200th episode.
200.
You know what? I think there's some big things that are going to happen on the 200th episode.
I think you're right, too. We've got several giveaways that we're going to be doing. Woo. One of which is a set of Brandon wound pickups
with a wolf tone bridge, a Brandon wound neck wolf tone bridge.
That's right.
So it's a hybrid set.
It's a hybrid set. It's a little collaboration set. He was over at my shop and we talked about it and we said we're going to do one set.
Nice.
Yep. And they're going to be like PAF style,
yeah? Yeah, PAF style. The bridge is hotter, but it's going to be a nice hot PAF set.
Nice, fantastic. And we've got a whole bunch of other stuff. Some shirts. We got another pedal or two.
Up to 200 giveaways.
Yeah, and no, not 200. Sorry, no.
Got a little carried away.
No,
I say yes really easily. So, anyways, we'll be looking for that. That's coming up real fast.
Wow,
real fast.
It's crazy.
Because I believe this is going to be the 195th episode, Darko. So,
nice.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
And then early next spring, it's going to be our 5th anniversary.
Jeez.
Oh, geez.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I was looking at I was looking at something and I saw on the internet where I am episode 20.
Yeah, you were really early on.
At episode 20.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it because they
were really struggling for talent then.
Yeah. Well, we were.
Just listen to it. You'll see.
Yeah. Actually, you were on like 3 or 4 times. Because we're like, well, let's keep this going.
I was like, I want to be on.
Yeah. We also have a really great question that came in through our question line. And that reads, allow me to read this.
Please
now,
do.
Tony, I believe you've already felled this question. That's the past tense for field? Fielded.
Fielded is the past tense.
Is it? I like felled.
Felled is when you cut a tree down.
Yeah, but you've already cut this tree down, so you felled this.
Okay.
So it says, Tony, maybe I'm weird, but I don't like the feel of standard Fender plastic pick guards. What options are there for different materials that might be more pleasant to the touch? Plastic with different textures, aged and older style plastics, metal, wood. This is from our executive producer, John Jackson. So, Tony, how do you get asked that a lot? Like,
not so much a textural kind of thing, because, I mean, in the world of pickguard plastic, there is glossy finish,
yes,
and there is
less glossy
matte finish, which does have a bit of a texture to it.
Yeah.
If you're not crazy about the feel of like a real glossy guard, which, I mean, that's 99.9% of them are that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people do like going to a matte finish. However, matte is only available in a couple of colors.
Unless you like wet sanded or something.
Yeah, I mean, you could knock the gloss off of it.
Yeah.
And that I normally, unless you're trying to create a relic type finish, I don't usually recommend that, because once you dull it down, it's very difficult to bring it back to a high gloss finish if you ever wanted to do that. The other options are other types of plastic. There are some really highly textured acrylics out there. Acrylics are basically like what most people would call plexiglass. So there's some very textured material available there. Go into a wood guard. or a metal guard. I don't personally work with either material. Wood has its real weird sense of problems when you're cutting it, and the metal guards, things you come to mind like anodized aluminum. And to me, anodized aluminum feels weird. Mm-hmm. It's almost like it sucks your finger onto it. Because it's so matte, and it's just grabs all the oil out of your skin.
Yeah.
There are a couple of companies that do make anodized guards. The anodizing process is pretty, we'll call it caustic.
Yeah,
there's a big series there, and then of course the equipment needed to cut metal is different than what I use. So that's why I focus primarily on plastic pieces.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean there are some options.
Does the old vintage like acetate? Does that feel different than?
To me, not so much.
Okay.
And maybe to some people. I mean, sometimes it's just a psychological thing, I think.
Yeah. You could use a cheese grater.
I would not suggest using a cheese grater.
Or real low pile carpet.
Or maybe what's that?
That's actually that's actually kind of cool. That could look kind of neat. So that was kind of an interesting question that I think, I'm sure some people have. I see in the future an ASMR channel where Tony just touches pick guards and rubs it with his.
Oh, that feels nice. Yeah.
Well done, Tony Azebalone.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's do it.
Yes.
I love those questions.
I think Darko would watch that. You might have one fan.
Yeah. Keep bringing us those questions.
To that.
Anyway, so that was our announcements a little bit. So we're gonna just have a quick roundtable here on what we've been doing in our music world this week, and Tony Baloney is going to kick it off, and then we'll check in with Darko.
Let's see. This week, I'm trying to think. Some of probably the major project that I was working on, aside from making pick guards, was a while back, and some people might remember. It's basically like a Rickenbacker 480, 481 replica that I put together. I had another one on order months ago, and it just never showed up. And then,
is this from DHgate?
Our friends at DHgate. And what I had requested is that the neck be bolt on, like the Rickenbacker 480s were all bolt neck. The one that I got originally was a set neck guitar, which is cooler in some ways, but there were some other issues with it. And I also had a lot of things left off of this one, so I could customize this to make it control-wise, pickguard-wise, pickup-wise, more like the original Rickenbacker 480 model. So I put a set of Jared's pickups, thank you, sir, in there. They sound pretty darn good.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. And they are out reverse whine, reverse polarity, because it's quiet in the middle.
Nice.
So I've got it pretty well put together. I've just kind of been, doing some final adjustments on cutting the slots for the bridge for the strings, and I'm going to have to make a new nut for it, because it's kind of
put a bone nut on there.
I think I'll put a bone nut on.
I would,
yeah, but I'm pretty happy with the way this one came out so far. So, but that was kind of the main line of stuff that I was doing aside from chopping up plastic.
That's terribly exciting. I think it's weird, like guitars and amps and stuff, that just name them with just a pile of serial numbers. It's kind of like how the Japanese manufacturers name stuff. So it's like a Rickenbacker alphabet soup after. I'm like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, Rickenbacker was notorious for, they used numbers instead of model names. And in this case, you can kind of tell, like there's the 300 series, in the lower 300 series, like 325s, that's like the John Lennon model, small body. Then there's the 330 and 360 series. And then those are the larger ones that anybody that's a Rickenbacker fan.
We might need to do a one-on-one on Rickenbacker. That might be kind of cool.
Then there's the 340 and the 370, which have three
don't do it now.
Yeah, I don't know much
then
about.
Then there's the 400 series.
I don't know about much about them either. So,
No.
I mean, why not?
I would be happy to do it.
Anybody
Let's do it.
over the age of 30 really doesn't.
We can.
I mean, no,
You're right.
I'm only kind of kidding there.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
mean-
just,
Well, I mean, I have very good contacts at Rickenbacker.
I mean,
if
anybody
you'd
under
like
the
to
age.
do
That's
that.
what I meant. Sorry.
Get a Rickenbacker.
I
rep.
can, I can get either Rick or
Rick.
somebody from Rick from Rickenbacker.
Yeah.
No. Somebody from
Mr.
Rickenbacker
Rickenbacker himself.
Right.
Kenny Howes used to be their
Orville
customer
Redenbacher?
service.
Yeah. If you can get Orville, that'd be great.
No,
Okay, let's kick it over to our pal all the way over in Croatia. Is it what's the weather like right there?
It's not nice. Let's say
It usually is, though. I mean, it's a
it is where I'm from. I'm from a small island. I grew up there and I lived there for first 18 years before I went to university. And since then, I live in the capital of Croatia, which is called Zagreb. And it's pretty much a not nice weather 300 days of the year, I think. So.
really.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Pictures
Seattle.
look amazing.
It's there was September was nice, I think, but I think everything meshed into one, I don't know, rainy day since March in my head. So
It's like it's northern Mediterranean, right?
yeah,
Seattle.
yeah. So there's a lot of rain and not a lot of sun.
It's like about on the same line as Paris. Am I?
Yeah, something like that.
It's a pretty close bet.
across from Italy.
Dreary.
Well, I mean, at the same latitude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
Italy is a
Longitude.
little more
not
on the
latitude. Yeah.
on the south. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's
Sorry,
on
we
the
asked.
Croatia tourism episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. What tell us about your guitar week there, pal?
My musical week was pretty much the same as it's been since, I don't know, since the quarantine started in March. I'm just at home making pedals, playing some guitar, and I have exactly one band rehearsal a week, so that's my Monday usually, and I'm always so excited to go play
It's
for a
the
few
best.
hours.
It's the best.
Yeah, because I can leave home and not look at pedals. Because at some point, when you do all the same stuff all the time, all over again, it kind of gets boring. And you start to feel that feeling of losing love for the hobby you enjoyed so much before. So, and then I was making this week 10 black young hearts for Black Friday.
Those black
All
ones
black.
are awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And I still didn't finish them. I just need it's a tedious process to calibrate them for the tap tempo, because I'm using the PD chip, and I kind of wrote my own script to calibrate it, but I need to connect like 4 cables through the sound card and then back to the sound card, and I have a script that sends a little sound every other second, and it's crazy. So and
About
then
this time, you probably wish you were making a fuzz face instead, right?
yes, I sometimes I can't lie when I say that I'm not sometimes jealous of people that have really successful simple pedal lines, like 4-part fuzz, line, and I have a delay pedal that has so much stuff going on.
Yes.
And I'm not the best, electronics guy, so I just kind of wing it. And so that's been all the same.
We'll get into that, but I'm going to refute that. I'm just going to outright refute that. So there.
Oh, okay. And yesterday was exciting for me. I was at a park and I was thinking, I need to send like 5 emails. I need to make some new stickers. I have talks with one dealer from US. I don't want to say out right now, but it will happen soon, I hope. And I had some wrong parts sent to me, and I was thinking, I have to go home I have to write some emails, and then I just got home and started to make a new pedal, and that's
wow, that's cool.
so, yes, because I had this idea for some time. It's a delay pedal, and I have this idea for some time now, and I just started to work on it yesterday, and I spent all day working on it. So yesterday was very, very exciting because I think I was caught in a rut for the past few months building, same pedal all over again.
Yeah,
So that was exciting.
Awesome.
I think, and kind of worked. I think every idea I have is, kind of stupid at first, but but it turns out into something cool. Same as Young Hearts. So.
Awesome, fantastic. Yeah. Jared, how about yourself?
Oh, I've got a few things. It's been a little bit. First of all, my band Stranger, we did a Halloween show, and that's the funnest I've had in a very long time. And you know what I'm saying? It's just fun to entertain people. People get into it. I bought some pedals on Amazon just for the heck of it, just to see, because they were so dirt cheap, and it was Amazon Prime Day. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get this piece of crap. I'm going to get this piece of crap. And the tuners, nah, they weren't very good. And so I bought these other tuners, and they are the what tuners are they? Do you remember what I got? Yeah, Polytune. Jeez, I can't even remember what I have on my board. Those are the way to go, people. Don't.
I thought you were talking about guitar tuners. I was like, Polytune guitar tuners. What are you talking?
Tuner pedal? My bad.
Yeah.
You know me. You got to really, think sometimes and know what I'm talking about. 'Cause I can't say what I'm thinking. But those are the way to go. Spend the money on those. I did get a delay pedal that was a cheap, like $20 delay pedal on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
And it's really old school, and it's not all that bad. I don't think I want to use it for live.
That sounds like a great endorsement.
Yeah. But
it's really not all that bad.
It's not as crappy as you may think it is.
It sounds like a $2 frozen pizza.
But it's still
not
bad.
all that bad.
Well, at 3 a.m, it's not bad.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
if you're drunk enough, it's amazing.
Right. But I will keep it around just to have it. It does act very old, like an old,
What brand is it?
I don't remember.
Just is it old, or is it old?
Give me like 7 olds on that.
7 olds. That's pretty old.
I love it, man. When you mess with the buttons, it goes, all that kind of weird stuff. But it's $20. It's fun,
Yeah, sure.
As like they say, you get what you pay for.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a toy that's fun for a little bit, and then you forget where you put it. You know. But the main thing that I'm really, really excited about is. So my dad bought this Ovation guitar when his Gibson Dove kind of got ran down in the 80s, and he bought this Ovation.
Yeah,
the
resin back.
That's right, and those were still pretty popular in the 80s. And he bought it like in 1987, and that was like, oh, you can't touch that one. That's Dad's guitar, and don't play it. Or I mean, I was a kid anyway. I was like 10, but throughout the years. It got used, abused, banged around. The top was separating. It was just, there was chips on the headstock. It just looked like it's been through the wars, So I called my buddy Chris Matos, and up in New York, I think, or Connecticut. Oh, he's up in Connecticut. He had it for a while, but he did a great job on it.
Oh,
and I finally got this thing back. And I can't believe the work, the hard work he put in to get this thing back to the way it was when my dad had it, when he first bought it. They took care of a lot of the dents, the scratches. He reattached the resin thing to the wood top. And I got to tell you, there's not a lot of luthiers out there that will even touch them.
Nobody wants to touch them.
Nobody wants to work on them. But my man up there, he did a fantastic job. It's 812 guitars, I believe. And if I'm wrong about that,
That's
Chris,
the one
I'm
I
sorry.
played at your house.
That's the one you played at my house. So I get that out like almost every day. And for some reason, I just play really hard on it. I don't know why, but I just love playing that thing every day now that it's back and the way it's supposed to be. Is it the best sounding guitar I have? No, but it means a lot to me.
It's a sound.
Yeah, it is a sound.
Nothing else sounds like that.
That's
I mean,
true.
it really does. And you know what's interesting is when people are like, like 80s guitars. When people say 80s guitars, like that's the one that I think of. I don't know why. It's just because it was so different looking than everything else. And
Mid to late
through
70s too.
Like all the 80s.
Well, really, they in the 60s when they first started making them, they were the first acoustic guitar maker to put a pickup, a bridge, under saddle bridge pickup.
Oh,
Nobody else
really?
was doing that at the time. That's why people like Glenn Campbell and a lot of studio guys, they used those guitars because they didn't have to have a mic.
They started doing that in the 60s?
I think it was Sambora that kicked it off in the 80s, Richie Sambora.
Well, because
he had
the double
it
neck.
on the stand.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
he had the double
pretty
neck.
soon
Yeah.
everybody had them on stands.
Yeah,
you know?
Slash had a double neck.
Yeah, they had the double neck and all that.
Kind of
Yeah.
ridiculous. Impossible.
but
to
you're
hold
right.
underneath.
Yeah, all of the in that era from
That's what I mean,
from
yeah.
the 80s into the 90s, it was that thin body acoustic, which sounded super tinny if you played it unamplified.
Yeah, I was thinking about the plastic back one, the dome back thing. Oof.
Yeah.
I needed the reverse of that.
Yeah,
They
it's a sound.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were revolutionary in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, anyways, thanks for that, there, Jared. Glad you got your guitar back.
Thank you.
Let's see. Nothing, Tony. You're not gonna. You want me to start saying? Well, this week.
Todd,
Yes.
Did you do anything
Yes,
this week?
I did.
what's going on in your world?
The first thing I did after our interview with Kurt Mangan, legend in the guitar industry,
String Master.
Stringmeister, I went and the only one that I didn't have those strings on at this point in time was my Les Paul double cut.
Oh.
So I promptly said, and it was about time too. Took the strings off and I looked at it and they caught the light and it's, when you look at the string and it's like you see the shiny point, like it looks like a shiny ruler.
Yep.
I was like, well, no wonder these didn't sound so super awesome
Time to
anymore.
replace.
Yeah. So I replaced those and loving it where it sounds right now.
So which strings did you put on that?
I put on 9 set of 9s, the nickel wound.
Okay.
Because I think we were out of I wanted to try the pure nickel.
Pure nickel.
But I got the nickel wound, the hex core. And they're great.
Are you ordering more of those?
I'm going to order them.
Yeah, I can order them up for you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get them with my band name on it. Because, hey, now, if anybody hasn't listened to this, I'll just plug this episode real quick.
I haven't listened to it.
Okay, well, you should. It's fantastic. If you go to Kurt Mangan's site, you can not only create your own type, your own set as far as the gauges and all that stuff.
Gauges and type of string.
You can get it in the packaging, your own custom packaging, which that's super cool.
Yeah. It's like your own signature edition.
Yes. I'm going to get a whole bunch for the Valentinos.
Nice.
Giddy up.
I don't know, man. I just take the strings out and throw the package away.
Yeah.
Well, there is that.
Well, this is not for you then.
What am I going to do? What do you do with the package? Do you frame it?
It's just it's a thing.
You could frame it.
You could frame it.
I think it's awesome, though.
Yeah. You could accidentally drop it out of your bag, when you're at a show or something. You're like, the other guys are like, whoa, what's that? And you say, no, Shaw. Anyways.
It must be good.
Yeah. And then the other thing that was kind of exciting is that I did post this on Instagram. I kind of fight with like how much me I put into the Guitar Knobs channel, but this was one of those things where I was like, we did a release and we covered the New Bomb Turks, which was a prominent, I guess, post-punk kind of.
They were a punk band here in Columbus.
Yeah, they kind of different kind of punk band. Not punk like, Germs and Black Flag, but like more jangly kind of Midwest punk, I guess you could say.
Midwest punk.
Yeah. Anyways, so they were very popular, and there was a tribute album for them, and we were asked to do a track called Pretty Lightning. And so we got the first track on the album, and I guess it's going to be released on December 4th, but the preview is out there right now. So I did post that on Instagram, and it's just really cool. It was exciting. It came out killer, I think.
Yeah.
So
where was that recorded?
That was recorded right here at that's right, at Relay Recording, and that was with John Finnell, who we're going to talk about in a second. Okay, and cool. So anyways, how about some of this? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the floor.
Hey, Jared.
Yes, my good buddy Tony Baloney.
I am looking. My pedal board is just a mess.
Oh my goodness!
I've got spaghetti.
Yeah,
literally spaghetti.
You don't have any room to plug in.
I don't have room for sauce or cheese. I just have spaghetti wires.
The fact that you have any food laying around uneaten is
right.
Oh, Todd,
it's a problem.
Why do you have to be so hateful? Why do you have to hate so much?
Don't hate food.
Yeah.
That cinnamon roll you had did nothing to you, but you punished it.
I punished it. I even left some of the frosting in the container too.
Anyways.
That's right.
What can I do about this?
You need to get a hold of Tour Gear.
Tour Gear Designs?
That's right. They make nice, small, perfectly shaped, perfectly sized pedal cables.
But that's going to cost me a fortune.
It's not. It's not going to cost you a fortune. They're very inexpensive.
Really?
Yeah, they start out under $7 a piece.
Wow.
They are.
I thought they were closer to $5 a piece.
Yeah, they start out about $5.50.
Wow, that's perfect.
To be more specific.
So you're saying I can get the exact size, or pretty close to the exact size that I need. I won't have all this mess of spaghetti on my board.
They don't take any room.
And it's not going to cost me a fortune. Todd, do you have any more information on them?
I think that if you have been sold on this amazing reenactment of an ad, that you should go to tourgeardesigns.com/discounts/the guitar knobs, and you're going to save 10% off your entire order and get your pedal boarding gear. I was trying to create something right there and it didn't work.
Get rid of the spaghetti.
Get rid of the spaghetti. Okay, right about now it's time to hear Darko Vajda's 4 on the Floor. Hit us.
Okay, I think some people are gonna hate me for this, for first pedal I'm gonna say, but I gotta go with the Tube Screamer 808.
Perfect choice. I use it too. Good choice.
Thank you.
We haven't heard that one in a while, actually.
It's a good one, though.
I was thinking so hard. Should I say a Tube Screamer? Because I don't understand. I think it's a trend, the hate on Tube Screamers.
It is. It's just a stupid rhetoric, because it's actually a great pedal. Yes, it is.
And what's exciting for me, it's a good platform for modding pedals, So I'm not sure, I think it was sometimes around the end of high school. I started playing somewhere in the middle of high school. And I got this, I didn't know what to get. I didn't know anything about pedals. So I got the Tube Screamer, because I wanted to recreate, because the idea of, playing the Smells Like Teen Spirit clean and then stomping on something and then it's not clean anymore, it kind of blew my mind at that point. So I wanted to do that. I distinctly remember that was the reason I wanted a pedal, because before then I had some, small Ibanez, amp, my first amp, and then I would play clean and I would quickly push the overdrive button on the amp. So, but that wasn't it. Yeah, so that didn't cut it.
I think we've all had to do that once or twice in our lives.
Yeah.
Go over there and push the amp.
Yeah, so that kind of started this pedal journey. Awesome. And I think the TS is just I don't know. It just works. I don't know. Some people don't like the mid hump, and what's great about that, if you don't have soldering skills, you can watch 3 YouTube videos and figure out how to. There is actually a great article on Premier Guitar by Mr. Brian Wampler. Maybe someone heard of him. And
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He's a newcomer, right?
Yeah, he's a newcomer. Yeah. And his article kind of threw me to this rabbit hole of tube screamers, and I tried every mod, and I have in my head I have a specific. I think there are 3 mods to do. So it's my tube screamer that I like and that I play in my band now because it's so easy to mod the pedal, and if someone wants to try it, and so many builders started that way with just modding stuff, because you can, in a tube screamer, you can change one resistor and it just opens up this. It's not an overdrive anymore. It's like a high gain overdrive bordering on distortion pedal, and you can put that on a switch, and then you have 2 pedals in one. And then I don't. It's tube screamer is sometimes too muddy for me. Mm-hmm. And then there's a solution for that. You can change, one capacitor. Oh, it's bright now. So and the clipping diodes, there's so much you can just experiment with that, and in my favorite combination is one silicon 1N4 148, that's standard clipping diode, and one red LED. So that's my kind of favorite.
Okay.
I think the tube screamer is like a perfect starting point to get into pedals and start to modding them and start to do something more.
Yeah. It seems as though people either choose that or choose like a muff, a big muff, and then just go for it. What do you have for number 2?
My number 2 is a distortion pedal. I will go like a small pedal board. It's MI Audio Crunch Box version 2. So there was this. I don't know if you know the band. It's called Pianos Become the Teeth. It's called. It's a band from Maryland. So
pianos become the feet.
Teeth. No, teeth like teeth.
Like teeth.
Yes.
Teeth. Like a. Okay.
with what you chew.
Okay.
It's a weird name. They don't like that name either.
Yeah.
And I was listening to some interview with the guitar guy from that band, and I was really into that band. And he said, "Oh, we recorded all of our distortions on this album with that pedal." And I actually seen them live in 2015. And he had that pedal on his board because that move, the peak over the stage. When the band is playing and you like come to the stage and kind of lean over the stage and peak all of the pedals and try to memorize. Yeah.
Oh yes.
That's the move.
Uh-huh.
That's the first thing I do every time someone plays.
Yeah.
I know it's a disease.
I always like to go take pictures, go up to the stage and try to snap a picture of. Yeah. And then I got that pedal and I turned it on, and it was all the distortion sounds that I heard in my head before, but I couldn't get. It was like something new inside of my brain. It was like, oh, this is it, and that's probably my favorite, distortion pedal. And if for folks who don't know, I think I'm 90% sure that was the bass layout of that pedal for JHS Angry Charlie, I think. So. Oh, okay.
So that's a pretty good distortion pedal, but the JHS has the 3 three knob EQ and stuff, and this just has tone control.
Got it.
But I still use that pedal in a band situation, so I really like it. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
How about number 3?
And number 3 is a bass pedal, of course. It's a DD5. So I got it on eBay, I think maybe 7 years ago. And the pedal nerd in me was excited because there was a pink sticker underneath the label, so that means it's made in, I think, in Taiwan or something. So, the small things you're excited about a pedal, but that doesn't really mean anything. So
I think you need to get out of your house a little bit more.
I was so proud that, pink sticker.
Pink sticker.
Nobody sees it, but it's pink,
Yeah. I got you. No, we all
we
have those little things. Yeah.
It's those little things. It's delay pedal that just works, everything I need. I don't have, when I play at home, I like to experiment with stuff. I have my own delay pedals. I like to tweak them. But this, in a band situation, it just works, and it's sounding great. I really like, digital delays for my band situations. So I just use that. And I wanted to add, there is an external tap tempo input, but I wanted to add, the switch for the tap tempo on the top of the pedal. And then I didn't want to ruin my pink sticker bass, of course. So I took the cover of the DS1 and I drilled through the cover of the DS1 and now I have a Boss DD5 with orange, battery cover and a tap tempo switch. So that's
amazing.
So, and I was playing in some rehearsal or something, and my friend asked me later, why are you stomping on that distortion pedal all the time? So now it's not DS1, it's DD5. So, yeah.
Clever.
And it's all beat up and kind of rusty, and it came like that from eBay, but it just works.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
How about number 4?
Number 4. Okay, for number 4, I went with the Caroline guitar company Meteor. You all know it.
Yeah.
And I went with it because it's the first boutique pedal that I bought ever, and I saw it on Knob's YouTube channel. When way back when the demo came out, it was maybe 2016 or 17. I'm not sure, and it was the first Knob's demo that I saw, and it was I had to get that pedal. I was thinking about it for 2 weeks, I think.
Uh-huh.
And then I just crumbled one day and ordered it. And that was it. And I was blown away by it because it had that. It was my first, experimental pedal that it's not, something straight, some simple reverb or the Boss DD5. It was something else, something new, something exciting.
Yeah, none of their pedals are plain.
That's true. Yeah. So I just love that pedal, and it's the first one that I bought that it's not, like a major company.
Yeah.
And I was not disappointed. So, yeah.
Well, I wanted to go back. You were talking about eBay, and I was always curious what eBay is like over in Europe. Are you buying things that people in Europe are posting on eBay, or are you buying stuff in the US?
I bought this one, the DD5 from the US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of shipping and everything, how does that normally work for you?
Oof, it's
okay.
No more needs to be said.
we have very strict customs here, so
you do.
I always pray that it doesn't get stuck. It usually depends on the weight of the pedal and the size of the pedal. or the package. It doesn't have to be a pedal. And then I always crossing my fingers, oh, please don't. Because when I open my mailbox and see the official letter from the post office, I know what's happening.
Oh, okay. So
I have to submit
receipt, and then they charge a duty.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's I always get disappointed when I get that mail, but I get it often, especially when ordering parts and stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was just curious about that.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a pretty fantastic and very solid and interesting floor on the floor. Thank you for sharing that with us, Darko.
Welcome.
We need to say a quick thank you to John Fiddle, the recording engineer, the mastering engineer,
the guru,
all around good guy and guitar tone chaser here at Relay Recording. JohnFintel.com, JONFINTEL.com, and RelayRecording.com. This is where it's weird to call it home. I don't know if it's not home yet. It's just, this is where we're at.
Yeah.
Partially because we are in a bit of a, just a ramshackle basement kind of scenario here. We'll make it nicer.
It'll be nice.
We'll make it better. Anyway, so thank you so much to John Finnell. If you are trying to get that tone that you want in your recording, you might want to give him a call, johnfinnell.com. All right, we're going to get in and talk to Darko of Polar Bear Effects and find out what is going on with his stuff. And Jared had a question that I think we're probably all wondering right now. Go ahead, Jared.
So I woke up this morning and I was
he just got out of bed just now, actually.
Yeah, and I was like, what is the music scene? What's the gear scene like there in Croatia? Like, who is buying what over there? What's the big deal? Who's, what guitars, what pedals, like?
Is it hard to get stuff? Tony kind of touched on
what's
that
it like?
Bit.
What's it like over there? Is it difficult to get exactly what you want? Do you have to settle? What's up?
It's not so hard to get whatever you want, because if you heard about a website called Thomann, it's a German website, and they have pretty much everything. The shipping isn't steep, so you can get anything you want in a couple of days.
Nice.
But I think the situation with Croatian people, they tend to buy the boss stuff, and they're not into boutique stuff. I think there is not the barrier hasn't been broken, about trust boutique stuff.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And I know that is kind of popular now in the US, but here I think everybody will go with a boss pedal instead of something they never heard of, and they'll probably not give it a chance. Yeah, so there's I don't do a lot of work with the local people, but let's put it that way.
Yeah, okay, that's
and I have to say I don't really try that hard to make that happen. So
now, speaking of all of the music gear and everything, is there a pretty good, I guess, guitar community out there in Croatia?
Oh yes, there's. I think that's the same for every place, because there is so much people that play guitar, and there are shows all the time. It's for the past 6 months it's kind of died down, but but this is the capital of Croatia, so there are a lot of places to play music. There are a lot of different places, from you can go to DIY punk show to some fancy jazz winery stuff in the same day. So, so
interesting. Okay, well, I think that that we're just wondering, like, because when we're buying stuff here, I mean, we have so many builders here, and Jared and Tony and I have all shipped stuff internationally and had stuff shipped to us internationally, and it just, I think we were thinking, boy, it must be really tough being a guitar enthusiast out in Croatia if it's this hard to get stuff.
Yeah, if you want to get something specific, it's really kind of hard. I have a wish. I don't know how to say it. It's a wishlist guitar.
Yeah, wish list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want a Reverend guitar so bad, and there are some on that German website, but there aren't any models and colors that I would like to get. So
does Reverend sell direct to? And I think they only use distributor networks.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sell through Andertons now, I think, from the UK.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the UK just had Brexit, and they are not in the European Union anymore.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm not sure how they stand on customs now, and it's kind of a mess. So if you want something cool and new and custom and from a boutique builder, it's really hard if those builders don't have like European dealers.
Yeah,
it's hard to get some stuff, and I would like to. And there are a lot of pedals that I would like to get, but I just don't want to pay double the customs that if I order a $200 pedal, I would pay probably around $100 customs. So,
wow.
Yeah. So yeah. Unfortunately.
Even if they mark it as a gift.
No, they don't care, because I was talking the other day with Alec from Mascodia, and I was asking him about the import customs for US, and he said there is a cap at $800.
Wow.
For what you don't have to pay. If it's under $100, it's okay, and you can guess how much is in Croatia. It's $24. So
wow.
Yes. So if I order anything over the $24, I have to pay customs.
Duly noted.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah.
So as everybody starts sending you care packages from over here, just make sure.
Small packages are okay, and they'll pass. It's like a T-shirt or something.
Okay.
But
Well, maybe what we can do is buy you the Reverend that you want, take it apart, and ship it to you piece by piece.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Cash.
I was just like to say, just like Johnny Cash.
That is not a bad
I
idea.
bought it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime.
There you go.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
$23.99. That's
Yeah.
the value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So now let's address the main reason you're here. You build guitar pedals, and you build it under the name Polar Bear Effects.
Yes.
And you've got one out there right now, as we mentioned earlier, called Young Hearts, which is well, I'm going to let you explain it, but it's a hell of a pedal. And it's the minute I saw it, I contacted you. Without even hearing it, quite frankly. I just was like, whoa, okay, I don't even know what this is, but I got to talk to this dude.
Oh.
Where did you come up with where's Polar Bear Effects?
Okay, nice. It's when I started to make pedals, it was at the end of high school, and I was on just some random Croatian guitar forum. It's closed now, unfortunately, and I saw there was a sub forum like builders and stuff, and what's this? And I always been a tinkerer, I had to disassemble every PlayStation, every boombox I had since I was a kid. And I saw that other people are making pedals, and I was okay. That's the thing for me. and I made my first pedal was MXR Distortion Plus, and I just had a sticker like it's like I bought like a plastic sheet that you heat onto a pedal. It was some weird stuff. I don't know. It doesn't look good, but
It's a heat transfer.
Yeah,
you remember
something
those.
weird. But it's kind of the plastic. The plastic, it doesn't transfer. It sticks to the pedal. I don't know. And and I put a small cartoonish image of a polar bear that I found on Google Images. So, and that's the story, there wasn't a big reason behind it. I Googled polar bear cartoon something, and then that was back in 2009, I think. And then when I started building pedals, like 6 years later, it was like kind of homage to humble beginnings or something. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as we mentioned, you do have this one out there.
Yeah, I had some pedals before, but I discontinued them because I don't have the mental resources to manage to make like 6 models at a time. It's too time consuming, and I had to opt out for something that I really like, and that was Young Hearts.
Right.
Well, why don't you tell us more about that? Because it is a very cool pedal, and it does some things that I don't think really many or any other pedals do.
Yeah.
So tell us about the beginnings of how you came up with it and what inspired it, and go from there.
Oh, sure. It was supposed to be a tremolo pedal, and
okay.
I said to you before, I had always had some stupid idea, and then it comes to something great. So that's the story. It was supposed to be a tremolo pedal because I had the idea. Oh, I can program it to go from faster to slower. The tremolo goes fast, and then the other second goes slow, and you can program it how fast it will go up and down.
Oh.
And then it just didn't sound good, Sometimes you have a great idea in your head, and the execution is poor. And then I had, I can apply that to the delay pedal. I will, it's 500 milliseconds, and then the other second it's 250, and then it will switch back and forth, and that was terrible.
All right, I like that you laugh in the face of failure. That's
Yep. I think I failed so much with all of this, and then you are mad at first, but it's all a good lesson,
Yeah.
Every failure is a good lesson. So, but you have to try the stuff out, just like this. And then I had the delay pedal switching back and forth, and that it was okay if you could, put the 2 delay times just right. But it just, didn't work if you want to just plug in a pedal and play it, it wasn't it. Mm-hmm. And then there is a meme, yeah. And when you turn all the repeats up and fiddle with the time knob, and then there's some crazy sounds. And I had the idea, I could automate that, why I could do high repeats on the fly and go from 500 milliseconds to 100 milliseconds in some steppable repeats down or up by a press of a button. You don't have to crouch down and fiddle with the knobs. So I was thinking, that's something cool I could do. Mm-hmm. So that's the feature on the Young Hearts, that you can go up or down with the time, and you can choose, is there, like a noise feedback or not? And then I added, 2 switches for that, and I just had the empty switch positions, and I just had to come up with other stuff, so I added, there's a standard feedback momentary options when you just step down, and there is, like a repeating oscillation. And then I added, I could do when some random times, so there is option for that, and then
about the only thing it doesn't do is make toast.
Oh yeah.
How hard would it be to build that in?
I hope it doesn't. Yeah, I had one Young Hearts when I was testing it. It really overheated. So with that one, I think you could.
Maybe, that might work.
Yeah. Well,
but I can know what I did wrong then.
You mentioned earlier in when we first started that you were not good at this electric stuff, but all you have to do is open that up, and it is very clear you are good and you know what you're doing, and these are built really well.
Oh, thank you. I try. I really try, because when you have people like I don't know. I don't want to drop names and everything, but in the Discord groups, you have some people like, John Snyder and stuff, who really, I know, who really know what they're doing. I have a huge imposter syndrome, because I'm just a guy who likes pedals and have these building blocks, and I think I have some cool ideas and I know how to program, and that's it. So I'm trying to incorporate in this. I tried in Young Hearts to, make the most of it in a small enclosure to fit as many as options as I could. And I understand that there are people that just like to turn the pedal on. There are 3 knobs, and I don't care about anything. And I'm very, very aware of that. That the Young Hearts, it's not for everyone, because you have to sit down with a pedal. You have to go through every options and figure it out. But
when you do, you get some pretty fantastic sounds. And speaking of sitting down and going through it, I think one of the most intriguing things about the pedal is actually part of it, and it's not just aesthetic, but you kind of chose a whole different set of controls, like the very, very small knurled knobs on there. I love those. I don't know why, but
yeah, they really look good. I just didn't want to go with a larger enclosure. I don't know why. The first pedals I made were all in the larger enclosures, and I don't know. I think it was a cop out for messy building at first. I have more room to route wires and everything, and then I just wanted to pack everything I can in that small enclosure.
So by cop out, you mean it was an intentional decision to differentiate yourself from everyone else in the pack. That was really smart of you.
Thank you.
Because honestly, it is. When you look at that, you're like, this looks totally different than like pretty much everything out there.
Everything in there, but it works, and I'm always amazed. I have this feeling when I'm building. And I make, 20 pedals, and they're, sitting on the table. And I come to the table. Oh, I made this. That's cool.
Yeah, I can.
Small proud moments, because I don't want to. I think I'm not. I think I'm sometimes too hard on myself, and then I don't appreciate the things that I did, and so I have these small moments of being proud of myself. Oh, this is so cool, I did this.
Are you going to be doing any like custom runs of this? Like I know you've already started to do some variations on it, but
at first I was doing UV printing. And then the quarantine hit, and I just had to figure something out that's not UV printing, because I had to go to this local shop, and I didn't want to go in quarantine. And then I just figured, I will do the faceplates, the PCB faceplates.
Uh-huh.
And it's so much easier to work that way. I cannot describe.
Yeah.
Because when you have a powder coated enclosure and a UV print, it's so easy to damage the graphics when you assemble it. You have to be so careful. And then every time I make a scratch, that's a B-stock pedal. You're losing money because you just wasn't paying attention in 1 second. Then.
Right.
And with face plates, it's so much easier. It's the progress is faster, so I think I'm gonna continue to do that.
Awesome.
Just it's one step less to do. If there was a friend or something, or I was in US, and have someone like Jordan from Pine Box Customs to do the enclosures, I will probably go that way. But here in Croatia, it's sometimes so hard to do that small stuff because nobody wants to do something for you in a small scale. So
Yeah.
that's the problem. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about this pedal. Jared has it's at Jared's house right now. We've been passing it around between each other, and as I said, we're going to get it into some more hands. But Jared,
I'm hogging it right now. I've played with it, and I think I've maybe gone a little more than scratching the surface on it. But I'm not the smartest pedal guy.
If you damage it, you own it.
You know, even if I have like third grade level instructions, it still takes me a while to figure out pedals. But so far, I'm loving this thing.
Yeah,
cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think that I think I need to present better on Instagram or somewhere what the pedal can do. Like in a small chunks of information. Like 30-second videos, because there is so much options and you cannot get a grasp of it
well, it's funny because you mentioned that you have strict customs over there, and I think I realize what happened because when you sent it, I believe in June.
No, it was end of August.
End of August. You sent it end of August, so July. Anyways, you and I were both monitoring it on different apps, like where in the world is this pedal right now? Like we didn't know.
Oh my.
And what I think I figured out was that they got the pedal, they opened it up before it even left Croatia and had it at their house for a while, and then were sharing it around. And then they repacked it. And then they're like, we got to get this thing out of here.
That's it.
Possible. Yes.
Who said that the boutique pedal industry is dead in Croatia?
Yeah. So, you're going to be building more, which I am very excited about that because I think you are bringing something that is just a little bit different. Now, are there tap tempo delays? Yes. Are there tape delays? Yes. Are there, like, you could name all the different kinds. There are tons and tons of them. But if everybody just brings a little bit something different, it's worthwhile. And I think you're definitely doing that. So I'm excited that you are going to be offering more pedals. Can you tell us anything more about this next one?
That's always my idea with when I build pedals. There has to be a twist, that same as this. There is so many options that you can find in other pedals, but you cannot find in everything, like a random time burst of random delay times and everything. That's because when I built Young Hearts, I didn't even realize. I already told you that when we first talked, I think, about the rubber neck.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that pedal exists till probably until a year ago. So, yeah, but it does, kind of a ballpark of that, with the time warp and everything.
Yeah, but that's okay.
They call rubbernecking, yeah.
It does something a little bit different beyond that.
Yeah. But about the next pedal, I teased it on Instagram so much for the last year, and I have had so much problems with it that I think it's ready now. I have final version. I think it's version 10. So yeah, it's a hard process to sometimes to nail, or the sound, or there is some technical issue.
Yeah.
Same with Young Hearts. I made like 20 Young Hearts, and I all tested it on the same power supply, and it all worked. And I went to my friend's, garage studio, and some features just didn't work, and I couldn't figure it out why. And I figured, if there's just a small discrepancy in voltage, some stuff just didn't work, and I had to disassemble that 20 Young Hearts, and that postponed the release for a year, I think.
Wow.
Because I had to think everything through again. But the good thing in that time that I was waiting to figure out the workaround around everything, I made the tap tempo script. So yeah, there's something, because the first batch didn't work. There's tap tempo in the second, awesome. in the now version. So yeah,
fantastic.
And with this one, it's a reverb, bit crusher, fuzz pedal in one.
So going simple was the plan.
Yes, no,
right?
no.
But it was supposed to be a wah pedal, right?
No. No, this was
an on-off switch.
This was supposed to be a bit crusher delay pedal, and ended up being fuzz bit crusher reverb pedal. So, yeah.
You must be a delight to order food with.
Yeah, but this I was doing the bit crusher thing before, and I just paired it with a delay, and it sounded good. And then I paired it with a reverb, and it sounded better. So I didn't want to release the, both.
Yeah.
And then I just went, oh, should I put a fuzz in it? Why not? And so, and then on I didn't release the first version that's the version 9, I think. I built like 13 of them now. I have them built here behind me. And I will be disassembling all 13 of them and using parts for the new version. So, yeah, that's kind of my life right now.
Wow.
But I think the version 2 is better because I added an effects loop between the fuzz and the reverb. So you can actually put something in between, so you can have the fuzz pedal first, then the chain. If you wanna, I thought about it. Oh, this would be a cool pedal to build your pedal board around it. So
that's an interesting idea.
So I didn't want to force people to use the fuzz at the end of the chain with reverb, so you can just use it. It can be first, So
that's very cool.
Yeah, so that's new in this version. So. And
is that going to be in a larger format?
Yes, that's unfortunately in a slightly larger format. The BB box. It's same size as Caroline pedals.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's a nice. I like that actually. That size box. Very cool. Darko, thank you so much for sharing all of this information about your awesomeness. And I'm glad that we all get to know you a little bit better. I feel like the whole world knows Darko a little better.
Yes, maybe a little bit.
We're going to kick this over to our buddy Jared.
Oh, yes. I'm chomping at the bit. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our nice little game called Would You Rather?
Good.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you. That was for you, Darko. All right. So our buddy Bobby Ramsdell has what I think is a really good Would You Rather. So you're going to perform, and this is a one extreme or the other situation.
Uh-oh.
So you're gonna either play a show with an 100% clean amp, no fuzz, no overdrive, no breakup, or you're gonna be dimed. His words were dimed as hell. Mesa Boogie Rectifier. So that means it's going to be turned all the way up to 11 on the Mesa Boogie, and you have to play the whole show.
No pedals?
Specifically, I think we're thinking fully maxed out.
Fully maxed out distortion, no pedals.
Every knob to 11.
So it's either crystal clear clean or in your face, a wall of distortion, nothing you can do about it.
Okay, so we're going to. That is a very difficult question, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tony Baloney's going to kick us off, and we'll go over to Jared, then Darko, and then I'll pull us in at the end.
Wow. And this, I'm assuming no pedals. This is just guitar into an
Sounds
amp, either
like.
fully clean or fully distorted boogie style.
Yeah.
I don't like either sound.
I know. That's why it's a good would you rather.
That's the difficult part. I mean, I guess a lot of it would be what style of music.
Yeah.
I think the most options you would have would be the fully distorted and control your volume and cleanliness
on your guitar.
On your guitar.
The problem is, I think you're going to have a lot of noise, a lot of overdrive noise coming through the amp. Even if you turn that thing down, it's still going to.
Yeah.
You know,
and just so that everybody who's thinking this is like, this be super easy. If you have a super loud, high power clean amp, it's going to get distorted if you push it all the way. It's like, no, this is a high watt. Let's just make this a high watt
or a Fender Twin
or a Fender Twin.
and let me clarify also that there's no noise suppression here.
Yeah,
there's no noise gate.
All right,
so you're screwed. It's got to be bad. So you have to choose the better of the bad.
Lesser of two evils, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to, I guess just for the sake of argument, I'm going to go with the fully dimed boogie.
I never thought you would choose that.
Well, I mean, I think you have just a hair more control. I mean, the piercing bright cleanness of some of those amps would just be
gives me the shivers.
Just painful.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
So I think you can get that piercing clean or just a nasty distortion sound that's going to sound buzzy all the way through unless you have your guitar on one. So
yeah.
All
right, you're going with the boogie.
I'm giving you the dime boogie.
All right, Jared.
I didn't expect that from you. I'm shocked that you chose that.
Don't get shocked.
Right.
Yeah.
I have many things, many hidden things.
That's kind of like saying you're going to have an onion loaf or a Mountain Dew soup.
Pretty much.
Mountain Dew soup sounds good.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, man, this was very difficult. And I read this Would You Rather, of course, before the show. And all the show, I'm thinking, oh, I'm definitely going to choose the clean. Definitely going to choose it. I'm going clean. But no, I'm going to go with the dimed because you're right that if it's crystal clean, it's just you have less options. It's going to not sound right. You're just because I'm not going to get up and do a Simon and Garfunkel show. I'm going to get up and do a heavy metal, hard rock type of music.
Foghat.
So Foghat, yeah, there you go. Kansas, yeah, right. So
Sticks.
Oh my goodness, none of those. So yeah,
okay.
I'll do some Kansas, but
yeah. All right, Darko, how about yourself?
Oh, my first instinct was immediately, all distortion out. So I think that's the right choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and then while you were talking, I was thinking, is it important that people watch the show or leave?
If you want them to leave.
In that equation, so do I want people to leave?
50,000 people there. 50,000
then
people.
Definitely distortion. Okay, yeah. Definitely boogie.
50.
50,000.
And the other part of that is a heavily distorted amp. You can get away with making all kinds of flubs, and no one will.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how I usually play. So
it's supposed to sound like this.
Yep.
I am definitely going in the same boat there because
unanimous.
The kind of style I play. Yeah, I'm already.
Yeah, same here. So.
Okay,
you do it anyway.
It was. I mean, we did struggle with that because I think in our heads we're like, no. If you push a clean amp hard enough, it's gonna sound awesome at the end, but not without like actually putting people in the hospital first.
Yeah.
Oh man! Oh my goodness!
So
bleeding from the ears.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
All right. Well, thank you, Bobby, for sending that out. Thank you very much, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
Thank you,
Bobby. That was one hell of a question.
Bobby. Thank you very much, everybody, and please send me more of these awesome Would You Rathers.
Yes, indeed. All right, we got to thank a few people here, Tony.
Oh, yes. At this point in the show, we like to thank a special group of people, our executive producers. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is an executive producer? And more importantly, how can I become one?
I want to be one. I want to.
Okay. Well, I want you to head over to patreon.com/theguitarknobs and check it out. You'll find a couple of different levels in which you can participate and become a patron.
Yes.
Or all the way up to an executive producer. Woo! So I think that if you go there, you'll see all of the really cool gift packages that we offer. And that's things like barefoot buttons and T-shirts and keychains and stickers and picks and
all kinds of stuff.
All the good stuff coming your way. And as an executive producer, you get all that stuff. But there's one more thing.
It's
Jared,
very important.
What happens?
Like right now,
you
get to have your name read on the thing.
Your name read on the thing. And that's what I'm going to do. Special thanks to Tom Barazin, Martin Cliff, John Daly, Chris Carney, Darren Gregory, Doug Christ, Michael Van Zant, Ken Sayers, Brian Robison, Michael Senchuk, Stefan Lamb, Johnny Knowles, Anthony Lathrop, John Anglin, Tyler Bray, Brad Partridge, Chris Heidel, John Esterly, Doug Gann, Justin Jones, Brett Alexander, James White, Matt Hart, Liam Martin, James Pennington, Richard Kendall, Tig Harmon, John Williams, Michael DeLucio, John Jackson, and Jason Roush.
Yeah.
Not so fast, Todd. Not so fast.
All right.
There's a subset. Is it a subset?
It's I guess
it would be.
It's another set.
It's the top of the heap.
It's the breakout. It's the penthouse suite.
We have executive producers that are called Grand Poobahs. Ooh. So in addition to all that great stuff, getting read and all that stuff, they get a fez to wear.
And
a special fez. And a
flashlight pedal.
Flashlight
giveaways.
pedal.
They wear the fez when they listen to the thing.
It's just unbelievable stuff. So we like to thank these Grand Poobahs. Mr. Jonathan Jerusik, Corey Nigro, David Kaminga, Cody Lane, Cody Foster, Sean S. Tommy Manasco, Mark Garton, Adam Johnson, Steve Keys, Zach Melton, and Tim Novak. Thank you, each and every one of you. And if I didn't get a chance to read your name and you participate in Patreon, thank you too.
Yes.
We appreciate it. We couldn't do this without you.
Everybody, thank you very, very, very much. Let's see, Darko, where can people find your stuff?
Oh, it's Instagram, Polar Bear Effects, and polarbeareffects.com. That's everything you need.
And that's how people can buy your stuff too, right?
Yes, there's a web shop on the website, yes. And we can throw in some 10% stuff.
What?
Code. Why not?
All right.
Let's do it. We love discount codes.
Ding, ding, ding,
yeah,
ding,
just
ding, ding.
guitar knobs, one word.
Heck yeah.
All caps. Let's do it that way.
Okay, fantastic. Guitar knobs, all caps on the Polar Bear Effects shop.
Effects.com, yes.
And you're going to save 10%. That's very generous. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
These are all painstakingly hand-built by Darko.
Yes.
In his mother's kitchen.
I'm actually building next to a kitchen. You know,
you never go hungry.
I have a table that I know I turned like a kitchen table into my working table, and I eat in front of the computer. So that's a living.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. We really appreciate it. And you've got some new exciting stuff coming out, so we'll be on the lookout for that. Tony Baloney, where can people find you?
Easiest way, head over to pickguardian.com. Check out some of the stuff that I have available for sale online. A lot of what I do is custom work, so shoot me an email. Let me know what you need, what you're thinking in terms of material, color, shape, pickup changes, whatever. Let me know. I'll work out something special.
Yes, and custom is pronounced awesome in Croatian.
Yes.
You know what, Tony
Custom!
Baloney? I got to tell you something. I saw a gentleman on Facebook. It had a picture of his 50s Gibson giant old jazz box, and it had one of those old pickguards on that guitar, and the gold hardware was turning green and all that kind of thing. That thing was gassing
nice.
out. So I'm like, go to Tony Baloney.
Yep.
He'll fix you right up.
Yeah, I think that was a Birdland. I think that he that he
Yeah,
had.
Lex Thomas. Yeah. He's,
Yep. And once the celluloid starts to gas off, it eats the gold plating or metal
everything.
plating
It
first.
ruins your pots and all that kind of thing.
Eventually,
So-
it'll eat into the finish. So if you have something that's doing that, take the guard off if you can and put it somewhere. I like to put them in a plastic bag in a freezer.
Okay, perfect. And that's important to do that because you're going to need that in order for you to make a new one.
That's right.
Not only that, it's nice to keep the original parts.
Yes.
And the freezing process, to me, seems to slow down the degradation.
Yeah, so we need to put Jared in the freezer when he's gassy.
That's right.
Okay.
That's just about every day.
Okay.
My wife told me I woke her up with my smelly butt today.
Wow.
Yay!
What was that, Jared? Jeez.
Said I was farting up a storm.
All right, Jared, go ahead and
Yeah, if you're looking for pickups, if you have a broken pickup and you want to keep that pickup for your guitar,
looking for pickups?
then you go to BrandonWoundPickups.com and look at all the fun stuff I have to offer. I have new sets that look old that match your old guitars or new guitar that looks old. And my rewind service is on top too. So
Awesome.
give me a shout.
Awesome rewinds.
We'll fix
Yep,
you
yep.
up.
All right. You can shoot me an email, Todd@theguitarknobs.com. You can also send me a DM on Instagram @guitarknobs. And we would love to hear your would you rathers and all kinds of other stuff and just your thoughts on what we're doing, the episodes and
let
stuff.
us know.
And so we need to say a ginormous thank you to Darko from
Thank
Polar
you
Bear
for having me.
Effects.
Thank you. Yeah. Great show.
You are welcome. It was
Thank you.
great having you on, and I'm glad that you are a friend of ours now, and our door is always
Yes.
open to you, my friend. So as you get
Thank
new
you.
things, let us know.
I will. And I hope I'll get them out soon because
Yeah.
it's time.
Yes, indeed. All right, everybody, have a fantastic guitar week and subscribe. Yeah. All right, shut it, Tony. You can count very well.
Thank you. We can do it in Croatian. Oh, is okay now?
Is that how you test a microphone?
Yeah.
We can assure you that your English is far better than our Croatian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over there across the pond, you read J like, like J.
Yeah, we read a J like a J. It's
Yeah.
go figure.
But it would still
Yeah.
feel good while wearing it out.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, because J in Croatian is yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just.
I mean J.
Yeah.
Do you have like oven mitts or anything?
Yes. I should take that. No,
Take a quick selfie of yourself. I
Okay.
guess that's what a selfie is.
That's the name.
I will go turn off my washing machine.
Okay.
Todd, this is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango. Okay. Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.